Well, I'm running out at lunch to solve maybe my water problem. Still in a drought, still not much rain. Rotate. So listen, my little stock tank here is really bad. So they've still got water up in the pond. You can't see it over yonder. But what I found online was a free 4-foot by 15 or 16 foot stock tank, half-inch thick plastic, several hundred pounds. So I need to load up my tractor and my trailer. Go get it. It's free. And I'm going to set it right there as part of the koi pond. Finish setting that up. Maybe put in a secondary run for the gutter so I could catch everything off of that and get it piping into my koi pond / hole. Now that's full of water. A bunch of those are full of water. As I top them off with rainfall, I set them to the side. But I need these for mud. I need these for earth bag. I need these for a bunch of stuff. Meanwhile, my horses don't have clean water. So that's what I'm up to today. A ratchet strap. Don't be particularly focused on making sure that the straps don't have any twists. The twists keep it quiet while you're going down the road. If they're all perfectly flat, then they get the aileron effect, right? Like an airplane, and then they make a lot of noise. So the twist here or there is perfectly fine. Well, I'm about halfway there. I always pull over, let the cars around me. There's quite a few folks. And then I inspect my trailer, make sure everything's looking good. Not dragging a chain. If you drag a chain and it sparks out and lands in that brush, it'll cause a fire. So for my good friends in Europe that watch my show, I'm going from Flatonia, Texas to Smithville, Texas, which is about a one-day ride on a horse, a good horse, a noble steed, on the Camino Real, the Royal Road of Spain. And then from there, I'm going about a day's ride to Page, Texas. And then from Page, Texas to McDade, Texas, I'm going one plow horse day's ride. Because McDade's out in the middle of nowhere. Page is hardly anything. Smithville's a little bit of nothing. So if I was to convert that for y'all into something you understand, it would be about 3,000 football fields. Americans will measure in anything but meters or kilometers or kilometers, if we want to say it that way. So you know what though? It's actually Europe's fault that we don't use the kilometer, because our good friend Thomas Jefferson wrote to France and said, hey, we want in on that there meter that you're talking about. Send us the standard. And on the way here, England and France got in a war, and a English pirate stole the meter and didn't give it back to America. So we still had to use what we had, which was the mile. Now, I think everything America measures in makes sense. We measure using a human body. Inches of thumb's width. A foot is a foot. A foot. An average man's foot is a foot. A yard is a stride. An average man's stride. That's an average man's. Everything is related to human beings. And don't even get me started with Fahrenheit versus Celsius. Celsius is jacked up. Who cares about water and frozen this and I care about human comfort. So Fahrenheit's a much better scale. Then we use the mile. And the reason we use the mile, I'm going to guess, is because Roman legionnaires, 1,000 strides was a mille, which was 1,000 strides for a guy in armor. So we're just using what's always been. America's old school. So anyway, there you go. Oh, and you know what? The American football field and the soccer field, hey, look about the same size. I don't know if they are. If you know, put down in the comments if those two could be equivalent, because I'll start comparing things to soccer fields, which of course, that's what y'all call football. So you got to say American football or football, but we say soccer. I don't know. I don't understand. I bet you that Pirates involved in on that one too. Then, when I was a kid, President Jimmy Carter, he made a genuine hard effort to get America back on the meter system. But by then we were like, no, we don't want to provoke a war in Europe. So we told Mr. Carter we're not doing it. And he tried really, really hard. And we all, listen, I heard so much crying from adult men when I was a kid about the not in U.S. standard, blah, blah, this is, and blah, 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 that's. But I think we rejected the meter system with President Carter because we didn't want to cause another war between France and Britain. Because, that's what would happen. Okay, sign us up, give us one more of them meter sticks so we know what we're talking about. And England would attack France and y'all would have had a war in Europe. That's the honest truth. Well, I'm 2/3 of the way there. I pulled over to let traffic around me. So, but don't worry, you European friends of ours. When America wants to talk about killing people, we always use the metric system. 9mm, 155. I think a click. I always hear that in the movies that the Marines are it's 2 clicks. I don't know what 2 clicks is, but I'm going to bet a click is a kilometer. But anyway, at least and I'm blaming the pirates, and I'm blaming that war between Britain and France. It was forever fixated the metric system with war with America. That's why we measure everything by, human body parts. Feet, inches, hands, miles. Even our airplanes fly a Mach, which is the speed of sound, right? America likes to measure things by things that we understand, concrete stuff. All right, I'm back on the road. Got to turn this off. Well, I've made it to McDade, Texas. Here y'all go. A little house made out of a silo right there. All right. Well, I had a long drive, and while I was thinking, my dad talked a lot about metric system. He said, watch out for them 88s and screaming mimes and deuce and a halves. I don't know none of that. My whole life, I've been looking around for 88s to blow me up, and screaming mimes never happened. President Jimmy Carter, he was just too nice of a guy. America can't have nice guys for president. Not only does his tax money go to pay for the poor, that man has built more houses for homeless people than he could count. Good man, excellent man. But America doesn't need an excellent man for president, apparently. We need scoundrels, I guess. That was my deep thought. So there you go. How to measure everything and how that impacted America, and why I'm blaming Europe for America not having the metric system because of pirates, British pirates. Now this here fella was standing so still watching me that I thought he was one of those statues. He is not. That's a good looking longhorn there. All right, this is the math. That's a little over 7 foot there. That I measured was about 11 foot, so that gives me a 4 foot overhang. TxDOT says I can do a 4 foot overhang. So, but that was heavy, and I don't know if my little tractor can get that over to here, and then I'm not quite sure what I'll do with that. Jockey it around more maybe and back into it. All right, let's see. All right, I got that on. It says it's 5,000 gallons. It's free. So there's up at the top, there's a few cracks, but I was going to have a spillover anyway. It's draft. Now that's 37 inches. The TxDOT that I just Googled said I could have 40, or 48. So I'm a little short of that, and it's on the side where the mailboxes are, and I'm not worried. I got a little bit of highway, so. Hey, this was a bigger job than what I had expected. I was thinking a little 11 foot, 3.5 foot tall, tank. And this was a ammonia sulfate, which is a fertilizer tank. Off we go. This here is the real McDade, little city. It's still functional. I'm assuming the police station and whatnot's there. No, I'm not taking a brand new 290. I'm going to take this old highway 290 because I got a lot of concern in the back there. Well, this here thing is sizable. This should solve my outside watering problem. I'm going to use it as a for the roof as well as a koi pond. It goes and has always gone right here. So it's still going here. Unfortunately, like, it'll block that, but I think I can rearrange all that or come in through the side and get stuff from the sides. But so I'll clear this all out. I'll dig it out, get it done. I'll change the manifolding so it'll both fill that up, but also jump over to the that tank, and I'll bury it in the ground up to that level, so that when you come out, the koi pond will be right here. It'll be a patio. You'll go through some arches into the back courtyard, and that'll be my spare outdoor water for the animals, trees, things like that. So it was a lot of hard work, but listen, a 14-foot by 4, 2,500 gallon open top poly tank with 3/4 inch thick walls is every bit of $2,000 to $10,000. It all depends. So that was free. Free with my labor, right? So I'm pretty happy with that. But in addition to that, I got I'm doing the gates. My pasture gate was free, but I noticed my horses fight over the little hay bins. So I've got 2 antique ones that I can just hang on a fence, all for the low price of nothing. So that's a pretty good deal, and I feel real good about that poly tank. Now, I did crack it twice, or maybe 3 times moving it. It was, man, it has to be over 1,000 pounds, because my fork truck can do 2,000, and it did it, but boy, it was struggling. And whenever I'm doing something dangerous, I don't record, because you get distracted, you make a mistake, and you lose an arm. But I'm just really, really excited about that. My Ranger in 4-wheel drive, low. I'm just going to back up and see if I can pull that out of the thing and leave it sit there till I get my tractor back. All right, a little bit of damage, but nothing broken. I just have to put back the manifold. All of that pops out anyway. So, well, I did see I broke one. That doesn't make any sense. Something's missing there. I don't know where that went, but a little dent on that, no big deal. Tomorrow when I drive the trailer out, that'll drop down onto the the pallet. And when I come back with my fork truck I can draw the circle, clean this up, draw the circle, drop it in. I want to, like I said, a little courtyard, koi pond, overflow running that way, you know, running out there towards the Ranger. All right, real good. Couldn't be happier. That's a good day's work right there. The sun's going down. I don't think I'll be able to pull it out, but I want to try to pull it out, get it on the ground so I can go back and get my tractor tomorrow morning. I guess I should say like, subscribe, follow me along.